I got a quick glimpse of the topics today. Today's Saturday. I'm a boxing fan. We got Devin, Haney, Loma Card tonight. Undercard is crazy. Oscar Valdez. I'm Muhammad Ali grandson. We don't get into those topics today and some other more. Let's jump right in it. Let me share my screen with y'all. So, here's some of the topics we're going to go through.
I'm Nick Nimmin, and I'm a StreamYard user. For the last 6
I'm a StreamYard user too. I'm a StreamYard user too.
Championship of the world. Let's bring up the challenger from Ackerman, Ukraine, a 2-time Olympic gold medalist, former 3-division world champion, Vasily Lomachenko. 135 for Lomachenko. And let's bring up the champion, the youngest undisputed lightweight champion in the modern era, from Las Vegas, Nevada, Devin the Dream Haney. 134.9 for Devin the Dream Haney.
Okay. 134. 135. They came in on point. The weight looking good. They looking good. It looked like they had great conditioning. Training was great. 135 for Loma. 134 for Haney. Let's go. It's gonna be a good fight tonight. Also, y'all can go to my Twitch. I'm gonna put that in the description below. Because I'm gonna stream this live. Okay. Let's see what's going on. Okay. Camp must have been good. Camp must have been great. Camp was great. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Oh. No way. Hold on. Don't get too comfortable, Dev. Flex. You too small? I'm gonna break you up. He pushed him all the way back to his camp. He pushed him back all the way to his camp. Nah, Dev. Yo. You doing that Javante Tank stuff right there. That's that Javante Tank thing. Pushing them, shoving them, doing all that to your opponent. But you just he ain't want no static with you. And you just pushed him all the way back to his camp. You pushed him all the way back to his camp, bro. You wildin'. Definitely wildin'. Yo. Oh man, we gotta check Devin Haney. Yo, what's good? Nah. We gotta hear how Loma Card felt.
Zipcar is a car sharing community that gives you instant access to drive all.
You came over here smiling, Vasily. Why are you smiling?
Because he is mine. Now he is mine. He don't have a power.
Oh, you felt his power?
Yes.
Nothing much?
I felt it. I felt it.
Why do you think that he shoved you?
Because he's scared. He's scared.
That's the first time you said that to me. What changes?
Because I see it right now. I see right now. And
You turn Loma up. You turn Loma up. They said Dev don't have no power. He probably don't. But he pushed you all the way back to your camp. Yo, Loma ready now. Loma ready now.
100%.
You think he tried to punk you and he showed his fear. Is that correct?
I don't know how to explain, but why? Why do you do this? If you wanna fight in.
Who's that? Who that? Look at Dev's face. But who that? If y'all don't know, I'm asking who's that, because who's that girl right there? Who's that young lady right there? Dev? And you can't. Who that? I don't see India. I don't see India. Not Little Dirk India. But my boy single. My boy single, ready to mingle. All right. I see you.
Inside in the ring, you just do clean job. But you talking about my how it's name? No, то, что я грязно боксирую.
He said because he's dirty fighter.
He talking about my dirty fight. So now looks like against him this one.
So you think clearly this is to your advantage. Why do you think that Devin Haney spent so much time this week talking about you being a dirty fighter?
Because he knows what happened inside. He understands what happened. I will be always working. That's why he's talking about
it. Man. It's gonna be a good fight tonight. You just turn Loma Card up right now. So even if he was gonna start off slow, he not starting off slow now. I don't want to see no. Don't put that clinch time up, Top Rank. Don't put that clinch time up. Yeah, I did that last fight with Devin. All the hugging and stuff. How many times he was hugging in the ring? Don't do that. Don't do that. So, Devin versus Loma Card, main card. I got Devin. Unanimous decision, 12 rounds. It's gonna go to distance. If it don't go to distance, Lomachenko will probably win 9 through 10 stoppage. But my man Devin gonna win. It's gonna go all 12 rounds. But it's gonna be tough for him though. But I want to see how he come out of this. Question: Would he get the props that he been waiting for fighting Lomachenko? Will he get credit for this fight? Or they'll say Lomachenko washed up and all this other stuff like that. He got 2 losses. But will Devin Haney get credit for this fight? I believe so. I think this is a good fight. Kambosos 1 and 2. And then Lomachenko. Do we got a third fight on this? Do we got a third fight? I don't know. Because he fought Kambosos twice. And he had a deal with Top Rank for 3 fights. So you see about the next fight. See about that next fight. Also, the purses. Devin will be guaranteed a $4 million. Lomachenko will be guaranteed $3 million. Okay. I want to know who's coming out tonight. Are they bringing the celebrities out? Is he gonna turn his boxing to like a event? Like Javante, Mayweather, Canelo Alvarez, and those people? When they fight is an event, people come out. So let's see if he can bring them stars out. Let's also see if he can bring them stars out. Lomachenko, man. Let's get to it. And for that push, Dev, you might get fined. You might get fined for that push. That wasn't like a tank, little shove, little thing. You might get fined. And you already got that guaranteed 4, and he got a guaranteed 3. Now y'all might be guaranteed 3 each. You might get fined for that, my man. Don't do that no more. Don't do that no more. For real. But let's go see the other cards. Because we also have undercard.
What are the 2 things every new business owner?
Shout out to Fight Hype. Oh, it's Fight Hub TV.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome inside the MGM Grand Garden Arena here in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. This is,
like I said, Oscar Valdez got a rematch without Adam. Oscar Valdez won the first fight. So we're going to see. We got Oscar Valdez winning the first fight with Adam. This is the rematch. This is the rematch. Let's get to my son.
Years old.
Oscar Valdez. 1 loss too. He got 1 loss against Shakur Stevenson. That's a great fighter though. Shakur Stevenson. He one of them 4 horsemen.
And just can't wait to be in the ring. It felt like eternity this long year.
Yeah, boxing needs you in the ring. It's an exciting time to be a part of boxing, and clearly this card on Saturday night is a perfect example of that. Adam, you took the fight against Oscar on 1 day's notice. It was an incredible fight. Everybody still talks about it. You wanted this rematch. Are you surprised it's happening?
I'm surprised it's happening. Oscar told me he'd give me the rematch after our first fight, but it never came about. You know, he went on, he won his world title. We both went our separate ways, but we come back full circle, and I think it's a great time that we both fighting at this time on this card. It's a huge fight. People have been wanting to see it. I'm very excited for it.
I got Oscar Valdez winning again. For sure. I wanted to see if they had Ali grandson. Yeah. Ali grandson supposed to be.
Numerically, you could see it that I've done more rounds. I think that's great. But no, it doesn't change anything.
Danny, I'm coming over you. Danny Rosenberger. You are from Ohio, and your family has an incredible boxing history. Your father.
Homie got wild braids in his head. Oh.
What if you could do SEO smarter and faster?
Why he cutting the top of his head?
By page or
just more experience for me, and he was so
got,
tough,
like,
but I knew he would be. So I'm very thankful for that last fight.
Danny, Golden String Boxing Gym in Youngstown. We got to give a big shout out to that.
It's gonna be a great fight. Great card. Period. This gonna be a great card. It's gonna be a great card. So, other topics I had today. This is my YouTube.
It's time for the rumor report, and today Rick Ross is sending a message to DJ Envy about their car shows.
I'm tired of this.
Rumor has it. Rumor has it.
Call out a name, or you gossiping, or you chatty patty.
I'm gossiping.
Shout out to Dame Dash. They snipped the clip of my son Dame Dash. He was talking to Charlamagne, or you chatty patty. But yeah, I found this comedy. You got Rick Ross and DJ Envy going back and forth about this car show. Shout out to both of them. But DJ Envy, I think he started this before the pandemic. He was doing the seminars, car shows, and things like that. How I know? Because I was into that back then before the pandemic. He was like one of the only celebs doing that. Really putting people on doing that. So now, during the pandemic and after, you have Rick Ross starring that mastermind class, car show. But shout out to Rick Ross. My son always been a boss. The Ricky Rose.
This is the Rumor Report.
I mean, I guess we on the Breakfast Club. This is where the tea spills, right?
Right. On the Breakfast Club.
Now, all week long, we've been playing Rick Ross from Drink Champs. Rick Ross had some things to say about DJ Envy's car show. And, you know, Rick Ross does his own car show. And they've been kind of having a light back and forth. But Rick Ross has escalated things with this message that he sent to DJ Envy about their car shows. Let's listen.
And since we on our car show, DJ Envy, you will never be on my level. You do car shows with rappers and my dead homies.
Whoa.
So what you doing in Memphis, that's for Dolph. And I believe Dolph legacy should live on, but make sure every penny you make, you donate the Dolph family. And Envy, don't nobody build cars.
Make sure you make sure you donate that.
To come to your car show, Envy. Don't nobody drive from out of state. Build cars to come. That's for Dolph, and I believe Dolph legacy should live on. But make sure every penny you make, you donate the Dolph family. And Envy, don't nobody build cars to come to your car show, Envy. Don't nobody drive from out of state to come to your car show, Envy. The beige rage. But make sure them people got everything they need, Envy. And Memphis.
The beige rage.
Y'all better hold Envy to it. Hey, Envy, when you go to Houston, that's Trey show, nigga. Everywhere you go, you rent. You rent. Them people got to put you out by what, 4 o'clock? This is my front yard. Bow down, beige boy.
Now, before you reply, you breathe. You breathe. Turn to your.
That's some Ross.
Don't take ETH off right now.
You
take ETH off right now, Red. Don't you? No, don't you do this.
Be honest, right?
Oh God,
Ross.
Oh God.
You Airbnb your home.
You gotta stop.
The house that you sleep in.
Envy, stop.
You. Nah. Nigga. Yo. Nigga say Airbnb is house.
Eddie Murphy slept in your bed.
What is this?
They shot Coming to America and Eddie Murphy man milked your bed.
Whoa, so you saying Eddie Murphy didn't just come to America. He came in America on Rick Ross's bed. You
the cast of Boomerang, they shot at your crib. They slept in your bed.
What's wrong with that, though? He rented his house to them.
Who rents their house? Let me ask you a question.
Could you don't ask?
Ross about that bad. That's a good play. That Coming to America. I don't know about that Boomerang. I don't know about that. I thought he was talking about renting it out to regular people. That's crazy. But Coming to America, yeah. Let me get that bag.
Let me ask you a question.
Don't ask me anything in this segment.
You think Jay-Z would rent the crib out that he sleeps at? You know, he just talked about the 1%. You think Jay-Z would rent the crib out that he sleeps in? 50 Cent would never.
50 Cent has.
No, he's never rented out his crib that he slept in, that he lives in. 50 Cent has never.
Oh, he didn't live in that house in Connecticut?
Never.
Oh.
Any of your favorite rappers, Lil Wayne, you think Lil Wayne would rent out?
He rented that crib out. He rented that crib out to Lloyd Banks and him.
The crib that he sleeps in and have another man putting man milk in his bed.
Why do you keep saying this? Because you stop saying.
That's one thing about these guys. What's up with all this pause? Like, I'm from Harlem. I would have been saying pause this whole show.
Saying this, you don't know this to be true, and I don't even know why you're doing
this.
He
rented the crib out. He's
got
crib.
more than one house.
Airbnb crib. No, but that's where he lives. I got more than one house, but people don't sleep in my bed.
Could you just talk about your car show being for the community? I tried to.
But that's what it is. That's he. Oh, I don't have to be up by 5, but Eddie Murphy comes at 7 to man milk my bed.
Listen, could you just keep your car show about the community? Stop being petty.
Call me beige boy, fat boy.
You are beige.
If you have high blood pressure, you're in before 12.
Oh, nice.
Diabetes, in before 12.
Stop. People have died.
I just going to charge somebody $500 to get in because I couldn't sleep with myself.
There you go. Bring it back in. There you go.
So what we do is we charge for people like me when I grew up and I couldn't afford certain things and we were looking for that discount. That's why we start our prices at $19.99 because we want families to come. We want families to.
Shut up. Shout out to DJ Envy, The Breakfast Club, Rick Ross. This is entertainment. This is promotion at its finest. This is a 50 Cent play. This is a 50 Cent play. Nah, Rose done funny though. That's why. That's why I was watching. That's why I was into that. Yo, last topic.
Oh, the first day that we signed.
Last topic. So, Brandon Marshall, I Am Athlete versus the Pivot. Now, this came across my algorithms, and I had lost. First of all, when I Am Athlete came out, everybody was watching it. It blew up. Boom. When the other guys went to the pivot, made the pivot, they had some celebrities coming on there too. Then what happened to I Am Athlete? So then this came across, so I started to get into it. Let's see why he's not on I Am Pivot and why I Am Pivot is not on I Am Athlete. Well, I had to.
I'm investing the money.
Right.
Like
right.
UMG, right? There's a couple shows where, the schedules didn't align.
Right.
What should have happened in that moment,
right?
Grainy, look bad. I was like, yo, we could potentially sell a show. A decent human being.
So I was watching it a little bit, so that's why I'm rewinding.
You might be asking yourself.
Just give me 1 minute. Let me see where I was at.
You're supposed to be an attorney. You're supposed to be
thinking about it. They contemplating what to say, trying to say the right thing.
Just how to be a decent human being. Down before you moved in the neighborhood. I'm sitting out there on my porch, chanting.
Okay, you about to explain the story. Let's get right into it.
Crowder sitting there. And he was one of my all-time favorite teammates, one of them. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, damn, let's start a podcast. Why? Because during the time you had the Stephen A. Smiths of the world, like streaming live from their cribs with AirPods in.
Right.
Grainy, look bad. I was like, yo, we could potentially sell a show.
Right.
So I'm like, boom, Chan, like, would you do this? Yeah. It's like, you think Fred T would do? Tomorrow I'm gonna pull up on Fred T. He said, yeah, go holler at him. Jump in my golf cart, drive over. Fred T, boom. Yeah, I'll rock with you. Same thing with Reggie Wayne.
So right now he's basically had a vision, spoke to his man Shannon, and said, yo, let's start a podcast. I'm gonna ask Fred and whoever the other guy, Reggie, I'm gonna ask them to come in. We doing a podcast. Okay.
In that moment, right, I'm leaning on friendships. What should have happened in that moment, in retrospect on me, yo, here's a offer, here's a contract. Let's button this up from the beginning.
Right.
Right. A season go by. We didn't sell a show. I had my guys showing up twice a month, 2 hours a pop, just creating content.
Right.
Sometimes they come, sometimes they won't. Like you'll see if you go back and watch that, sometimes other people was plugging in, but they were showing up for the most part.
When you say they, who you talking about? They go to lawyer. When
Channing,
you say they,
Fred, Reggie,
okay.
Right? There's a couple.
So, okay. So when you said let's do a podcast, what you really wanted to say was get the thing going and then offer them contract or whatever you was gonna offer them to join the podcast. So I guess that's the mistake you saying you made. That you didn't want to be a team, you wanted to create something.
Couple shows where the schedules didn't align.
Right.
But everybody was doing their part. Everybody was bought in.
Right.
I'm working it Monday through Friday. I'm investing the money.
Right.
Like you investing all the money.
All the money.
Oh, the first day that we signed up for Monday.com.
Just off a handshake was when we sell a show, we split it evenly. Right. I started learning. Right. Showtime looked at me. I love you, Brandon. You've been on our.
So came to these fellas. Let's start a podcast. Told them we're gonna sell it, the podcast, and break it evenly. Going back to what you said though, when you said you should have gave him an offer contract. That's key right there.
Network for 7 years, but the other guys, I don't know, right? Channing was just doing local radio for 10 years, covering the Dolphins.
Gotta put him on, bro.
Local guys. And then you got Fred T, legend in football. Like he
Right.
should be a Hall of Famer. Talk about this guy need to be a Hall of Famer.
Yes.
He should be a Hall of
He should,
Famer.
he should,
Okay.
he should.
So then you go to Fred T, and it's like, but Fred T ain't really doing media.
Right.
I mean, I think he's calling some stuff locally in Jacksonville for the Jaguars. And Reggie was doing some for NFL Network. So they were like,
See what he did right there. See what he did right there. I peeped it. If you don't peep it, look. He just broke down what everybody was doing before he brought this offer to them. Because like he said, Showtime was saying, "Oh, Brandon, you the star, you the star." That got to his head, and then started looking at his fellows like, "What do they actually do or bring to the table?" Bro, you asked him to be part of the podcast. I mean, do you want to create a podcast together and split it equally when I sell it?
Like, yo, just change up the squad. Because back then it was all about big names.
Right.
And I said, no, I gave them my word.
Right.
So I can't do that. Then I had other people come.
Oh, you loyal? Oh, you loyal? That's what the big companies usually do. When it's like a 3-man, 5, even like groups, R&B groups. They always try to separate. That's they 10 toes down.
Come in, I want to buy the we need to own the IP, we need to do this and that. I was like, no, I said no probably 1,000 times to some deals that majority would say yes to. So after that season, we didn't accomplish the goal. The goal was to sell the show.
Right.
So after that season, I sat down with my agent at WME, know nothing about like the production world, right? It was only House of Athlete, 5-year roadmap business plan. So I sit down with my guys there to represent like some of the biggest names in sports, production companies, and they sell shows all the time. Like, yo, I'm gonna continue with this. How should I approach it? So they gave me all the stuff like, this is how you bring in production, this is how you rev share, this is how you do X, Y, and Z. Okay. So I go, we have a meeting. Hey guys, here's the information I got from WME and my agency. I advise you guys to do the same, because I don't want anybody to look at this and say, like, I'm trying to take, I didn't even use the words taking advantage because it wasn't even near.
Right.
It was just like, yo, I just want y'all to make sure that y'all comfortable with this. So do y'all work. I did my work. And this is what they're saying is industry standard. It was just an offer sheet to continue for another season. I couldn't ask them for season 2 to do another season for free.
Right.
Right. So what ended up happening is like you had 2 opportunities. One, you can
So why you can't ask them to do another season for free if you doing the season for free? Did a bag come in somewhere? Did a sneaky bag come in your ear and said, yo, we could pay you, you know what I mean? We could pay that out. Cause I thought y'all, what do you mean? I thought y'all wasn't getting paid. Y'all did not sell a show the first season or the first year you brought to them selling something. So now, second season, you don't want to ask them.
you can invest, right? And we rev share, or 2, you can take a per episode fee.
Right.
Channing said, bro, this is my dog.
That's key right there. That means a bag is coming. Instead of, like he said, splitting it equally, he's presenting an offer now.
He's like, yo, you like the risk stuff. I don't like that. Like per episode.
So now the offer,
1, you can invest, right? And we rev share, or 2, you can take a per episode fee.
Right.
Channing said, bro, this is my dog. He's like, yo, you like the risk stuff. I don't like that. Like, I just give me my per episode fee. Reggie Wayne, up until like the day before we about to lose shoot season 2, he's like, I might be going to Indy doing this and that. And at the last moment, I called Ocho. I'm like, Ocho, would you do this?
Right.
And I was like, bro, I got X amount per episode. Like, fuck yeah.
Right.
Boom. And then Fred was the only one who was like, yo, like I believe in equity, I believe in ownership. So long story short, right, that's the origin story. That's how it was. Season 2, we go and then we break through. Boom, major. And then so everybody, we're starting to button up stuff. We're trying more deals, looking at NASCAR, looking at certain things. And then, Fred comes, he's like, yo, let's have a meeting. Schedule a meeting, didn't come, schedule.
Life Cycle tincture. Somebody gave me some of that
Yeah,
recently.
yeah.
It's very good.
He kept going back to, 25% of the company. And I'm looking at I'm like, bro, like I invested $500K at this point. Like the numbers change.
Right.
And so we could never, 25.
Wait. Somebody wanted 25% of the company. That's what you said. You said split the pot evenly.
Things. And then, Fred comes, he's like, yo, let's have a meeting. Schedule a meeting, didn't come, schedule it again. Then we start going through it. And he and I could not align because he kept going back to, 25% of the company. And I'm looking at I'm like, bro, like I invested $500K at this point. Like the numbers change.
Right.
And so we could never align there. And again, going back to how it's supposed to be, right? Like, how did you contribute to it? And I always say this, and I say this a couple of times, take the emotion out of money.
Yep.
Right. Because I'm sitting in the office and we're having some tense conversation.
Because the main goal was start a podcast with your team, sell it, split the shares evenly. When all this, I guess, was coming down the line, you said, I should have gave them a contract. That's what you said. Should have offered them an offer. Now Fred saying No. You brought us together. We built this up. We built this up. You invested. That's cool. So you invested cameras, lights, everything I guess needed. You picked the money up. That's no problem. What should have happened was $500K. Whoever wanted to be invested and be that partnership that you was talking about from before, just pick the $100K or the $250 to match yours, and then y'all partners. Why ain't present Fred? Why ain't present Fred? Yo, listen, this is how much I put up. You can put this much, and then we'll be partners in this thing together.
Some tense moments. And I'm looking at him like, bro, I done invested everything.
Right.
Right. And so there was a couple times where I'm like, nah, that Pittsburgh B. Marsh that you talking about came out.
That's the B. Marsh you want to see.
You know what I'm saying? But that's the learning lesson for me.
Right.
Right. Like even in those moments, you know, you always got to operate from a professional standpoint. Right. Can't go in no meeting and say, man, that man, I invested all the money, like, you know, but I'm getting frustrated because we're having these conversations for 6-7 months.
Right.
Like it wasn't just like we were literally trying to get on the same page.
Right.
And so for me, that was another opportunity where I could have.
It seemed like you wanted ownership. You wanted to be the only one with the ownership. Nothing wrong with that. And that's the miscommunication for 6-7 months. When anything start to get big, everybody's mind changes. So the people that said, no, I take per episode or I do the investment, once it pop off, they're going back to the original conversation. What happened to the equal payout? And if it's not equally payout, then we should be get equally paid.